Hello everyone, it's Jordan here, back again with another It's a Bit Late But review. Now I wasn't planning on doing this one for a while, but due to circumstances, I thought, why not do it? Mainly because our YouTube members voted for Paradise Killer, which coincidentally is getting a physical release this week in Asia. So what a better way to capitalize on it with this late review of Paradise Killer. If you want to join in with the next vote about which game I will review next from, It's a Bit Late, then click the link below, the join button, and you can vote for the lowest tier. I will put up a new poll very soon after this video goes live. Plus, you can also see our weekly Let's Get Physical video a day early. Usually. Depends how busy I am. Alright, so Paradise Killer. What is it? Well, it's a murder mystery detective game set in a weird perpetual reality where demigods live out their existence, feeding off captured humans and trying to perfect their environment and fend off demonic invaders. Still with me? I'll power through. Every few hundred years, this little island is remade, almost like a rebirth. The island is about to reset, this time to a promised 25th perfect paradise where they can finally live in peace. But, as Robert Burns once said, even the best laid schemes of mice and men can go properly tits up. That's a direct quote. As the midnight hour strikes on the reset, a massacre is committed. High-ranking syndicate members of the council are struck down in the most brutal way possible. Before this island can be erased and the new one fully set up, an investigation must be made. Lady Lovedies is sent to exile for her previous mistakes. 3 million days since she was first locked up, this so-called investigation freak is called upon by the island judge to investigate the circumstances. It seems like a cut and dry case. They've got the suspect apprehended, but something's not so right. This is an island full of schemers, backstabbers, and the power hungry. Sounds like my workplace. Is the case as simple as it looks? I'm not going to tell you, you find out for yourself. According to the game, fact and truth are not the same. Now we could get into semantics about that, but as an English teacher, I'd rather not humiliate myself any more than I already do, so let's just go with the flow here. Primarily an investigation game. If you thought the Ace Attorney series was too rigid, then boy is Paradise Killer a 180 to that. This is so open-ended, it's almost scary at first as you wander around clueless. Literally, you have no clues, pretty much. You just gotta go out there and piece stuff together. And even when you've pieced everything together, there's still an open nature to the conclusion, which can be both refreshing and mysterious to the point of you wanting something conclusive that the game won't give you. I mean, I don't want to give away too much, but justice really is in your hands, whether the fact and the truths align or not. You'll know the facts, but you won't 100% know the truths. I should head over to dictionary.com to really confirm that. I mean, yes, there are convictions that seem watertight if you gather the right evidence and testimonies, but the game doesn't reward you either way if you get a logical culprit or not. And even then, there's often a dilemma where multiple suspects seem to fit the bill. You're almost forced to be biased towards some of the culprits. You'll spend the majority of your time walking around the rather huge island, picking up items, many of which seem to be rather worthless, but can add a lot of lore to the history of this universe, which makes zero sense when you first start. But there's also money in the form of blood crystals, which you will very much need to progress in the game. The main goal is to interrogate the handful of high-ranking members who are left on the island to find out what they know. You have to use other people's testimonies against them, try to trip them up. You may pick up evidence from them, such as their phones, for testing. You'll try to see how everyone is connected, what relationships they have with each other, their backgrounds, and potential motives. You can get to know them better, build your relationships with them, and they may even give up extra information willingly. For what the game has to offer, it's a surprisingly long journey, about 10 hours or so for things to become more clear and worth going to trial over. So it's great how it manages to slowly unravel everything in a compelling way. But due to the open-ended nature of the game, you can finish this game in 10 minutes if you really want to. I mean, you won't want to do that, but technically you can. Now, it is true that 80% of your time is wandering around the huge island, scouring every inch of it for money like a homeless beggar. But you'll very much need the moolah to bribe some people for info and also fast travel amongst other stuff. While I did enjoy this aspect, it can make the investigation feel somewhat disjointed. I mean, how urgent can the investigation be if I'm just trying to parkour my way to the roof of a temple just to get one blood crystal? Because yeah, there's parkour elements that are rather fun. Which leads me onto a point about how the game doesn't really hold your hand, which I like a lot. There are exploration upgrades, as you can do a double jump and a dash, but you may or may not stumble upon them, or even realize the upgrade place is an upgrade place. Very easy to miss. And also the upgrades for your computer, which are absolutely essential for completing the game sort of properly, whatever, as it allows you to hack into computers and open doors with vital clues. Those upgrades are really easy to miss, but I really did thoroughly enjoy it. I felt like a proper investigator. Just like Sherlock, double jumping and dashing across mountains and apartment complexes, it's just like reality. My only real complaint is the lack of balance between the exploration and the investigation, and in turn the trial. It's very bottom heavy, and I don't mean you've got a fat ass. I mean like 80% you're walking around the island just looking for stuff, 19% you're investigating, talking to people, and 1% the actual trial. Like the climax of the game is like 20 minutes at the end. I think because there are multiple points of the investigation in this crime, not just about who actually slit the throats, but I think there could have been like mini trials spread throughout the game, accusing people of doing some like smaller stuff. I can't really say much more without ruining things, and I do think that this would have been a far more difficult task for the developers in terms of structuring, but I think it would have made for a more satisfying game overall if trial stuff was smattered here and there, rather than just like dumping it all in the last 20 minutes. Don't get me wrong though, despite the balancing issues, it's still a fantastic game that's incredibly difficult to put down. I finished it in 2 long sittings. Although I will freely admit I didn't get every piece of evidence, which did actually impact my accusations of who I thought did something, but actually I couldn't prove it. And one last thing I want to bring up about the gameplay, interestingly, there is no autosave in this game. You have to manually save the game at phone booths. I mean, I guess this was an artistic choice. I don't know what their reasoning behind it was, and it didn't bother me a whole lot, but it's just a warning to you guys, save often. Thankfully the game never crashed once, so I didn't lose anything, but it's just a warning, okay? Now, one of the strong points of this game is the presentation. Firstly, I have to say about the technical aspects of the Switch version. In docked mode, it's not great looking. I didn't much enjoy the visuals it had to offer. It doesn't blow up well on the big screen. However, I played 95% of my time in handheld mode, and I thought it looked so much better. And if the recording here is looking a little unclear, that's because I used the Switch's internal capture to get this footage. But yeah, I advise playing in handheld mode. In terms of style though, well, the art is very unique. I believe the term is vaporware, but I don't know. I'll go with early internet days, where it's a little bit random but comes together very well. The character designs are certainly distinctive. I mean, who knew goats could be so attractive? I need to reevaluate my life after this game, or be put on some sort of register, probably for the best now. The music is also incredible. I actually listened to the soundtrack before I'd even played the game, and it is wonderful. I loved listening to it while writing many a script for you guys these past few weeks. It's so 80s and so lovely. You can pick up new songs within the game by finding cassette tapes, and you can create your own playlist within the game, which is a nice touch. In terms of voice acting, there is very little. Only sometimes during the text you will hear one of the characters utter something, and it is usually completely different to what the text actually says. It's kind of like some old PS2 JRPGs, when during some not so important scenes, characters would just say, I see. Alright. Kind of like the 3DS Fire Emblem games. It's a perfect example. They've got a budget, there's a lot of text, they've got cartridge sizes to think about. I get it. You can only have a certain amount of voice in some games. Although here, it's actually incredibly, annoyingly painful. I had to go into the options and turn off the voices. I could not tolerate it after half an hour. And that's the first time I've ever done that. Could not bear it. So Paradise Killer is available on all major consoles these days, but on the Switch it's on the eShop for $20 US and euros. It's £15.50 in the UK. That is a good price. If you need some eShop credit, links are below in the description. But, as mentioned in the intro, there is a physical release coming this week, exclusive to Asian regions. It does have English, of course, otherwise I wouldn't bother mentioning it. But yeah, there's actually two versions. There's a limited edition available at oneprintgames.com that comes with a few little trinkets and exclusive artwork. There's also a standard edition available at Play Asia with different artwork. If you grab the standard edition, then there's links below in the description and the pinned comment. If you click those links and buy it, you also help support us at the same time. We can't thank you enough, it really helps support us, amazingly so. Plus, in return, you can also get a very nice 5% off if you use our discount code GETPhysical. That's all one word, GETPhysical, for 5% off. Now, this code is going to end in a few days, like literally probably tomorrow, maybe, I don't know. And I am planning the next code to be Jordan. Yes, my name, Jordan. And if you're watching this in the very, very far future, then be sure to check out our weekly Mondays video where I tell everyone all the physical Switch games and I'll update you with the very latest code. So be sure to subscribe as well. Keep up to date with discounts. It's also worth noting that this game very recently got a free update, which added more music and gameplay content. Now, since I've never played the OG version, I genuinely have no idea what this new content is. It's integrated so well into the game, I can't tell. That is a testament, I would say. It does not stick out like a sore thumb. And the good news is, according to One Print Games, the physical game does have the new content on the cartridge, which is a winner for everyone involved. Overall, Paradise Killer is a killer game. It may not have the perfect gameplay balance, but it's hard to deny it's an incredibly satisfying murder mystery with fun, if sometimes disjointed investigation. The presentation is top drawer, as long as you're playing handheld, and if you want to Parker Sherlock style in a cyber world, it's a really great game. It's very open, refreshingly free, and has a sexy goat lady. And for that, I'm awarding it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm officially a furry fan, please put me on a list. Alright, many thanks for watching this a bit late but review of Paradise Killer. Thanks to our YouTube members who voted for me to play this one. If you want to join them for the next vote, then click that join button for the lowest tier. Special thanks to our executive producers who are amongst them: Dane Wilkinson, Goddard Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, J. Crod, 7776, Elisa, Punkidusa, Michael Del Polito, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metaluna, Parsnip Coffee, Government Fat Cat, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, and Grantser. Plus you, yeah, you watching right now. Give me an island emoji in the comments if you're a legend who watched all the way through. If you want to pick this up physically, then remember, links are below in the description and pinned comment to help support us as well. For now, be sure to check out some other videos that we've done. Physicals video on Monday, digital bargains on Sunday, usually, plus a lot of other great stuff. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.